Thanks for tuning in and welcome to the Post Route Show. And now, here's your host, W. Earl Kitchings.
Hey, good evening and welcome to another edition of the Post Route, the show where we dive deep into conversations with Black quarterbacks, both past and present. I'm your host, W. Earl Kitchings, and as always, we are proud to bring you this show, which is brought to you by Quarterfied Back, the preeminent fraternity for Black quarterbacks and home of the prestigious BIP Memorial Trophy, the only national award that honors the top HBCU quarterback, Black quarterbacks from Black colleges, and the top Black quarterback from high schools across the nation. As we are always thrilled to have you join us tonight. If you enjoy the content and want to support what we're doing here at the Post Route and Quarterfied Back, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, tap the notification bell, and if you are just so moved and inspired, send us a donation. We'll take whatever you send it to us via our email address at quarterfiedback@yahoo.com. Check out our website, quarterfiedback.com, for all the latest information that we have. We do a regular post route newsletter where we feature stories and information about Black quarterbacks and the colleges where Black quarterbacks played their collegiate time, and you can learn so much more about who some of these outstanding legends are, because some of them are current. But when we talk about who's standing on the shoulders of other guys and who those guys are, I gotta admit, our newsletter is the best place to find that type of information and history, because there are just so many quarterbacks who have played this game, especially at the collegiate level, where you don't really know what they did or who they are or who they were. So go to our website, quarterfiedback.com, click on the blog, and it'll bring up our newsletters, and you can just read until your heart's content. If that's not enough, I tell you, get a copy of my book, The Forgotten QBs, the little-known history of statistical, historical, and data information about Black quarterbacks who have played this game of American football. Well, football season is kicked off, and it is underway. High school football in a lot of parts of the country got started. In some parts, it started a week ago. Many of them started this past weekend, and the bulk of colleges will happen this Saturday. Some of them Thursday, some of them Friday, but the bulk of them will happen this Friday afternoon, this Saturday afternoon and this Saturday night. So, hey, get your snacks, get your refreshments, get your cigars, whatever you like to enjoy football with, and get ready, because 2025 is upon us. Now, it'll be a week or so more before we get to the NFL, but for those of you who are just lovers of college football, man, it can't get started soon enough. A couple of games were played this past weekend, little tune-ups. One of the games that came on was the MEAC SWAC Challenge. That's an awesome game where the winners, a team from the MEAC, the Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference, and the SWAC, the Southwestern Athletic Conference, two predominantly Black colleges conferences, have been around for many, many years. They now have a game where at the beginning of every season, there's a matchup. And this past weekend, it was North Carolina Central against Southern University. Southern University got on the board early, but North Carolina Central, the Eagles, Coach Trey Oliver, give a shout out to him, came back, put it together, and dominated that game. I believe they won by the score of 31-14. So we are in bloom, and hey, it is that time. So What we're going to give you tonight is a little bit more of the flavor of high school football. Now, we kicked off a week ago with our preseason national high school watch list for black quarterbacks. So tonight, it's week 2. It's week 2, and we want to make sure that we give you some of the rising stars for this upcoming year. Because as each week passes along, the names will change. And they've already changed from those 25 guys we gave you for our preseason watch list. You can already go ahead and pin that up on your bulletin board and highlight the ones that you thought were going to be there, because there has already been a great amount of movement in those ratings, those standings. I was shocked and surprised, but of course, because a lot of teams haven't played games already, so it's like some teams have got a head start, and then there are some teams who will finish late, and at the end of the year, it all bear out to be who will be in contention for the 2025 BIP Memorial Trophy for high school quarterbacks. Now, one thing we are adding tonight, starting this season, last year we introduced our HBCU quarterback of the week. Now we're going to provide our high school quarterback of the week. And one quarterback has already put himself on the board to let you know, I'm ready to go and I'm here. I'm here. So we're going to bring you our quarterback of the week because of his performance from last week. But let us get into our candidates and our watch list for the 2025 BIP Memorial Trophy as we get ready to give you our top 10 in week 2 of the high school quarterbacks. So here we go. Now, starting from 10 and going through 1, this is how we're going to do it. At number 10, young man from Tallahassee, Florida, by way of Lincoln High School. He's a junior. He's already played one game, and in that one game, he has amassed, he went 23 for 36, 2 interceptions, 318 yards, and 3 touchdowns, getting a 96.8 rating. His name is Taylor Jacobs. Taylor Jacobs Jr., let me be specific. His dad was an awesome football player and went on to play a little bit in the pro ranks. So we're going to keep our eye on that young man, because already letting you know that, hey, he can sling the football as we speak. Taylor Jacobs at number 10. At number 9, from Sprayberry High in Marietta, Georgia, Jaden Duckett, the senior quarterback, in 2 games. He has now thrown for 319 yards and 5 touchdowns, no picks. He's got a 144.7 rating. And folks, let me tell you, when you hear these young high schoolers have these ratings where they are rated at 140 and above, they are phenomenal quarterbacks. Now, depending, as we know, on who that talent might be, it will show you just how good they are. So, like most schools, they like to start off with, not the strongest team they can play. Some schools, they jump out the box playing the strongest team, but I'm not going to say that Sprayberry actually played a real strong team. They've into 2 games, but he's already showing that he's a quality quarterback. So once again, at number 10 for our top 10 National High School watch list in week 2, number 10, Taylor Jacobs Jr. out of Lincoln High School in Tallahassee, Florida. Number 9 is Jaden Duckett out of Sprayberry High in Marietta, Georgia. At number 8, that's going to be Demetrius Holloway. Demetrius Holloway, he's a senior out of Jenkins High School in Savannah, Georgia. After just one game, he has thrown 50, he's 13 for 24, one pick, 320 yards, 2 touchdowns, and he has a rating of 109.7. Demetrius Holloway. Keep that name in mind because these guys are already throwing for over 300 yards, and this is just the lower end of our top 10 battles. At number 7, from Grayson High School in Loganville, Georgia, and Grayson is one of those outstanding programs up there in Georgia. His name, Travis Burgess, another senior, 2 games into the season, 19 for 31, no interceptions, 329 yards, 3 touchdowns, 121.6 is his quarterback rating after 2 games. Another outstanding guy. Now, when I first saw this guy's picture, I almost thought he was a replication or a twin to a guy by the name of Julian Juju Lewis, who is now at Colorado. But they just got the same kind of hairstyle and they got the same kind of look. But we're going to keep our eye on Travis Burgess as the season progresses. So at number 8, Demetrius Holloway from Jenkins High School in Savannah. At number 7, Travis Burgess from Grayson High School in Loganville, Georgia. At number 6, filling in, Joshua Scott, another Georgia product from Stockbridge, Georgia. Stockbridge High School. 2 games into the season, 25 for 36, 2 interceptions, 345 yards, 6 touchdowns, and his rating is 116.3. Now, you may wonder why there are a few Georgia guys in the top 10 right now. Well, Georgia's season started a week ago, so they are already into it. Another state that has had a couple of games this season, out there in Utah, man, they are already slinging the football. So they are definitely bringing it on. And along with California, these are some of the states that have already started their season a week ago. But at number 6 is Joshua Scott, the junior out of Stockbridge High School, Stockbridge, Georgia. Coming in at number 5 is Jaden Debs, a junior from Laguna Creek High School in Elk Grove, California. After one game, he is 22 of 30, 0 picks, 351 yards, 3 touchdowns with a rating of 145.3. Now, we looked for a picture of Jaden, could not find it, so we're just going to have to give you his stats and his information. And that's one of the things that we hope will improve over the season, that we can get the schools to post their photographs of their key players so that we can feature them as we go forward. Moving right along, though, in the number 4 spot, Keontae Phillips. Keontae is a a senior out of Atlanta, Georgia's McNair High School. After one game, 18 of 25, 2 picks, 389 yards, 4 touchdowns, a rating of 120.4. This young man, was not on the screen or not on our radar last year, but all of a sudden, here he is popping up at being a guy that we're going to have to keep our eye on. Keontae Phillips, a senior, McNair High School up in Atlanta, Georgia. Again, another guy that we're going to keep our eye on from Philly, and this was really a surprise, out of West Philadelphia High School in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Amir Green, a junior. After just one game, he went 18 for 26, 2 interceptions, 407 yards, 4 touchdowns. His high school ranking is 119.4. Now, we think a lot of times that so many outstanding quarterbacks come from the Southeast and from the Southwest and maybe a little bit out of the Midwest and then on the West Coast. But, man, here's a guy that has put his name in the running for being somebody that we got to keep our eye on for the rest of the season. out of West Philadelphia High School up there in Philly. And man, I am just so elated to know that we've got a guy from the Philly area representing on the watch list for this upcoming year. So we're going to see how his season progresses and see how they shake out at the end of the year. Now we get to our final two on our top 10. At number 2, gotta love this guy's name. Got a football name, I guess. Cannon Robinson. Naturally, he had to be a quarterback, right? Well, Cannon Robinson is just a sophomore from Westlake High School in Atlanta, Georgia. He's played 2 games already, 32 for 61, 2 interceptions, 434 yards, 5 touchdowns, and he has a ranking of 89.1. I think those picks may have hurt him in one of his games, but 434 yards as a sophomore after 2 games. Man, imagine what it's like to be pressed in to playing varsity football after not playing last year or maybe playing on the JV team, and all of a sudden you've shown that you have the ability and the skills to do what you need to do to be the starter. Kudos to Cannon Robinson for stepping up and becoming one of the legit high school quarterbacks for us this year. And at number 1 game, 461 yards, 4 touchdowns, a ranking of 152.4. He was 24 of 27. 24 of 27 with 1 pick from Midland Valley High School in Graniteville, South Carolina. Remember this name, Xavier Jeter, just a junior, but he is definitely showing that he's got the moxie and got what it takes to be one of the top quarterbacks in our rankings as our season progresses. So there you have it, our 2025 Week 2 high school watch list for Black quarterbacks, and we are so proud to have them. Once again, number 10, Taylor Jacobs, Lincoln High School of Tallahassee. Number 9, Jaden Duckett out of Sprayberry and Marietta. Number 8, Demetrius Holloway out of Jenkins of Savannah, Georgia. Number 7, Travis Burgess, the Grayson High School senior. Number 6, Joshua Scott, the junior out of Stockbridge, Georgia. Jaden Dibbs, a junior out of Laguna Creek, Elk Grove, California. At number 5, Kayonte Phillips, the senior from McNair High School in Atlanta. Number 3, Amir Green, the junior out of West Philly in Philadelphia. Number 2, Cannon Robinson from Westlake, the sophomore from Atlanta, Georgia. And at number 1, Xavier Jeter, the junior from Midland Valley High School in Graniteville, South Carolina. Those are our top 10 guys for the second week. And we are so happy to give you those guys' names and what they're doing so far. But as we say, the rest of the season is just getting underway. So those guys are there now. It'll be interesting to see how they fare after other teams get 1 game under their belts or 2. These guys will be playing their 3rd game of the season coming up. It's interesting, too, that high school football starts so early now. I mean, we're talking about August. Once upon a time, that was when two-a-days got started. But now they're into the season. They're getting it underway. And coaches have to start working early. These guys have to put in that work early. With the summer being what it has been this year, man, you know, I would think that most of the programs had morning practices and late afternoon practices starting maybe around 5 o'clock when they were doing two-a-days, just to avoid the heat that this summer has brought to us. It is nothing more devastating to hear of a young man having heat exhaustion, heat stroke, or a fatality because of the weather. So coaches, make sure these guys hydrate. Athletes, stay hydrated. not just when you get to practice, but during the course of the day. Drink as much fluid as you can if you know you're going to be sweating it out and burning it off when you get to practice. That is just prevention at its best. So we want to make sure you guys stay safe so that you can have outstanding seasons. Now, as I shared with you, we want to make sure that we bring you our new feature, which is our high school quarterback of the week. And we may have tipped our hands a little bit by letting you know who that might be, because he was one of the guys in our top 10. So for the first ever Post Route Show quarterback of the week feature, our quarterback of the week is Xavier Jeter, the junior from Midland Valley High School in Graniteville, South Carolina. Midland Valley, the Mustangs, in his game against J.L. Mann. Again, 24 for 27, 1 interception, 461 yards, 4 touchdowns to win that ball game. And Xavier, according to our news source, which is Max Preps, number 37 all over the country. He's ranked number 37 in the entire rankings for quarterbacks in the nation, number 37. So we'll follow him for the rest of the season and see how he does and see how our other quarterbacks will do. But this was our first week of featuring our quarterback of the week at the high school level. Congratulations to Xavier Jeter, the junior out of Midland Valley High School in Graniteville, South Carolina. Now, you know, we got to love some of these nicknames or these city names where these guys play football, especially in rural parts of the country, because you'll get all kinds of different nicknames. Graniteville, Loganville, all kinds of different nicknames from all over the country. Our winner a couple of years ago was from Willis, Texas. You know, there's a lot of high school football going on in Willis, Texas, and we have not heard from Texas yet. So we still got to hear from Florida. We got to hear from Texas. We got to hear a little bit more from California. And then when you sprinkle in those guys from Ohio, man, our top 10 watch list on a weekly basis is going to just go back and forth. But hey, we wouldn't want it any other way. And I tell you what, if you know of an outstanding quarterback that you think belongs on our watch list, send it to us. Email it at quarterfiveback@yahoo.com and make sure that we put your guy who's from your community's high school in the mix. They may be one of the guys that we just did not get the information for because we didn't know that was a school that had that quarterback, or we just didn't recognize that they were doing that phenomenal job. So hit us up at quarterfiveback@yahoo.com if you got the name and the stats of one of your outstanding quarterbacks from your locale, your community, your high school, your city, your town. Send it to us. Make sure we get it so we can make sure they are part of the Post Route and the Quarter Five Back weekly watch list of Black quarterbacks from high schools around the nation. This is how we will determine who will be our 2025 BIP Memorial Trophy winner. And with that being said, we are getting ready for the rest of the season to get started. We're looking forward to finding out who's going to be in contention for the BIP Memorial Trophy at the collegiate level from the HBCU ranks. And we are just always excited to formulate our watch list and compile these statistics to share them. Now, we also want you to know that we have been definitely keeping our eyes on our middle school quarterbacks, because a lot of them are going to make their names known. And I think the only thing that will keep us from posting some of them in the quarterback of the week is whether or not we get their stats. If we get their stats, they will probably find their way onto the stage. But without the stats, we may be able to just only give you their names and what their teams are doing. But we're going to keep an eye on it. We've got some of our own frat brothers who have shown us they know what they're doing at the middle school level. So we're going to keep an eye on those guys in Tennessee, in Texas, in Georgia, in Alabama, in South Carolina, in Florida, because this season is just not getting started. And hey, let me tell you, we've got some other middle school quarterbacks who will be coming on to our show later on in the season. So, hey, if you want to know what's going on with black quarterbacks at whatever level, and we have definitely dipped all the way down into the elementary school levels. We got some elementary school guys that we have tapped into and found out. And man, it is extraordinarily interesting to watch these young guys show you their skills and abilities. So we want to make sure that as they rise, we want to make sure we give them their kudos and their roses, as they say right now, because they are working as hard as they can. And a lot of guys are out here with their quarterback coaches in the labs, and that's what they call practice. When they're practicing with their quarterback coaches, they're in the labs and they are grinding, going through their drills, going through their skills enhancement and improvements, and just taking all of that and applying it to their games on a weekly basis. It is interesting to me that some of these middle schools are playing up to 8 games in a season. That's a lot of football for middle school. But you know what? They love it. And we love it too here at the Post Route and Quarter 5 Back. So stay tuned in. Check out our website at quarter5back.com and let us know. Send us a thank you. Send us an acknowledgement. If you like what we're doing, hey, subscribe. Send us a note. Send us a contribution. Whatever you can do to help us out, pass along the word. And hey, tell somebody about this phenomenal platform and this organization that we do. Check us out on Instagram at quarter_5_back at Instagram.com. If you want to see some phenomenal things about who we're following, who's following us, we always, when we have a guest coming on, we create these phenomenal video clips to introduce you to who they are so you can see a little bit about their hometown and what they're doing. So we are packing it in. We've got so much that we are wanting to share, and we continue to grow our product and our platform and our followers. So join us, subscribe to us, let us know you appreciate what we're doing, because we certainly appreciate you tuning in and letting us know. Once again, check us out, the Forgotten Quarterback Podcast on Buzzsprout. You can go there and listen to our past shows and find out some history about what's going on with some of these phenomenal quarterbacks that have played this game of football. And as we share with you, we're also looking forward to bringing you more of the outstanding quarterbacks who have put down legacies as they have played this game, and who are putting down their legacies as they continue to play through the college and high school ranks right now. There's nothing more phenomenal than observing and watching these guys play this game of football. So we're trying to make sure we've got everything you need to know about black quarterbacks. And again, if you need to know more, the source for that is very, very simple. Go and check out my book, The Forgotten QBs, at go to our website at quarter5back.com, and you can find that book. Put in your order and we'll get it out to you right away. That book is only $35, and we appreciate you wanting to include that in your library, because that book is important. We also like to thank some of our frat brothers who have become authors and have their own books that they are have published and putting out there. Let me just share one with you real quick. This book here that we got from Vad Lee is called Training to Go, The Athlete's Daily Guide to Mental, Emotional, Physical, and Spiritual Readiness. Vlad Lee, one of our frat brothers, played football at Wheeling and Georgia Tech. So you can order his book at Amazon.com, I believe, but that's just one of them. Also, Dr. Lewis Moore, The Great Black Hope, his book is available online. Check him out when you get an opportunity. And I'm sure if you just tell them that, hey, you found out about him on the Post Route, they will appreciate it. So continue to give us an opportunity to share with you who we are and what we're doing. Well, everybody, before I go, I got to hit you with my last commercial. You know, I got to do that for you, because what would a Post Route show be if we did not give you our own version of our merchandise of t-shirts, golf shirts, warm-ups, hoodies, headgear, and lapel pin. You can get any one of these by just telling us what you want when you go to our website at quarterfiveback.com. We accept Zelle, 904-994-2189, and we accept Cash App at $Q5 PHI back 44 on Cash App. So that's our merchandise. The sublimation shirts, that's the full logo t-shirt and golf shirt. The logo t-shirt with the logo just on the front. Our warm-up that has the logo on the left chest and left pants pocket. Our hoodies, and we're looking at getting our hoodies in black also. We got them in orange now, and it says Q5B, quarter-five back on the front of that. And then our headgear with the bucket cap with the logos all over it. And then our baseball cap with the Q5B logo. And for those who just want to make sure that when you're dressing and going out, you want to show everybody about your affiliation and support of Quarter-Five Back, you can always wear our lapel pin. Prices start at $10 all the way up to $109, depending on which item you want to get. The warm-up is at from $90 to $109, and the lapel pin starts at $10. So that's what our merchandise looks like. Always want you to feel that you can be a part of what we're doing. So we thank you. And until next Monday, when we will bring you another edition of the Post Route, I would like to thank our crew, our crew of phenomenal people who put this show on. My producer, Ms. Ronleen Kennedy, my social media director, Mr. J.L. Lazier, our in-house resident sports psychologist, Dr. Will Kitchings, and we're going to be looking at bringing you a feature about Dr. Will Kitchings and things he can impart from the mental aspect of the game of sports. And, of course, our resident sports photographer, Mr. Will Relaford. So until next Monday night at 7 o'clock here on YouTube. And, hey, go check out our YouTube channel if you just want to see some past episodes. Until then, for the crew, as we always say here at Quarter-Five Back, go deep and go for the bomb. Until next Monday night, everybody, have a great evening.